We are now in the operating suite, and I am joined by Ethel Massing, who is the Innovation Program Leader. Hi, Ethel.
Hi, we're so happy to have you.
Thank you. This has been so fun learning about what you all do on the research side. Yeah. And I know that the Innovation Program is a really big part of the research facility and really bringing in new ideas and new talent. So can you give us a breakdown of the Innovation Program?
Absolutely. So we have 4 main components here that we do as part of our Innovation Program. So we work with internal innovation, so that could be taking coworkers' ideas through commercialization or helping solve internal problems within the hospital. We also run a global innovation competition series, which you met Mark, the winner from that. We work with other startup companies outside of the competition as well to help bring their medical devices to life and to the patients here at Parkview. And then we also do 3D printing and production here in the simulation lab.
That is awesome. A lot going on.
Yes.
Never a slow day here,
No.
I'm sure. And so throughout the program, we will be talking to Mark, Dr. Mark, who actually is a winner from last year. But you talk about the internal research aspect, and that's what we have here in front of us, is something that someone created the idea from, and we kind of have just the evolution of it. So can you share with me what we're looking at?
Sure. So during our first innovation competition in 2020, we had 2 coworkers come forward, Lisa Clemens and John Lozo, and they had the idea of, they really wanted to try to solve infant mortality through teaching about safe sleep practices, because we unfortunately still have infants, even in this community, that die every year due to unsafe sleep practices. And so, you know, as being coworkers here in the simulation lab, they thought, well, we could use simulation mannequins, or how can we use 3D printing? So their first idea that they came to us with the competition was this airway that can show how fluid can move from your stomach. So if you're sleeping on your back and there's fluid in your stomach, that fluid will travel back down your esophagus into your stomach. But then if you're sleeping on your stomach, that fluid travels down and can go into your trachea and your lungs.
And what type of fluid? Is this if someone had something to drink, whatever they drank or whatever they ate that day, or other internal fluids?
Yep, no, it's the contents of your stomach, so whatever you've eaten or drank that day. So, but they were really trying to teach about infants. So as we were talking to them about their idea, we talked to internal stakeholders, we talked to safe sleep educators, we brought them into the lab to really incubate this idea. And they said, this isn't going to do it. People don't know what this is. If I handed this to you on the street, you'd be like, I don't know what that is. So one of the first things they said, well, can you put it in a baby? And so then they developed this model. And so you can see their little baby. And then they put the little airway model, and this used to be filled with fluid, but he's had some trials and tribulations as being 3D printed.
Because this is 3D printed right here in your facility.
Absolutely. So was this, and then they filled it with the fluid.
Wow.
But they just, you know, again, we took this to the educators as well. It's a little bit small to see. So in the end, what they ended up doing was they 3D printed a mold and they silicone poured these babies. So now what you have, and here, I'll if you want to pick one up. They feel heavy.
They are.
Like a baby. Yep. And so now educators can take these into the hospital, they can take these into homes and really show patients what can happen when their babies are sleeping in unsafe positions. So these are being, we used to pour them in-house, but now as we're spreading them all over the country, these are created by a local company for us. They manufacture these babies and then we ship them out. And so what we can show, now we have a little bit more recognizable lungs and stomach. And so our baby's just had breakfast, and so we're going to put him down for his nap, just like he's supposed to, on his back. And so if he's sleeping on his back and he were to throw up, spit up, because of anatomy and gravity, that fluid's going to flow right back into his stomach. But if you put your baby down on their stomach, you think, well, they could spit that up, right? Not necessarily, maybe a little bit, but now you have a much better chance because of anatomy and gravity of that fluid flowing down into your baby's lungs and causing asphyxiation, pneumonia. Another important concept that we can show through these models is what we call positional asphyxiation. So when your babies look super cute and they're sleeping in their swing or a car seat that's not properly installed. So they're
just
sitting
kind of
up
like
to
drop their head a little
yeah,
bit.
they're so cute and they drop their heads, but the problem is what's happening inside. This is the actual size of an infant trachea. And so if their head drops forward, it's very easy to pinch off that little airway. And so that's why you have to wake them up.
It's the visual. It's the visual that makes it make sense. Wow.
Absolutely.
Because you don't really think about that. Because like you said, in the car seat or in a swing, they drop their head a little bit, but that looks natural. But you said that there are actually many deaths that happen in infants because of this exact problem.
Absolutely. We had a team from Maryland when we were at our last show that were telling us exactly that problem. They had just had an infant who had fallen asleep in the swing and unfortunately passed away.
Yeah, that's so sad. But
Yeah.
technology is here to help
Yes.
us fix and really just create a solution to some of these
Absolutely.
problems. And so share with me now, so you have this product that people can use as a demonstration. Where does this product go? Now that it's been created from prototype to an actual usable product, how does it get dispersed into our community?
So one of the ways is we have a great State Department of Health. They care so much about infant mortality. The governor's office has been instrumental in that. And so they provided funds and they purchased kits for every one of our counties here in Indiana.
Oh, wow.
So the each Safe Sleep Educator county has kits that they can use that they either take into the hospital and teach new parents, or they might take into a home when they're doing home visits. Some of them, even when they're doing home visits, they might see an unsafe sleep practice, and then they can do teaching right there on the spot.
Wow, that is so cool. I mean, it really is just boosting the educational aspect. If you think about CPR and how there are classes that are available, readily available, and you use the little examples, but I haven't seen anything like this in our market. So
yep, there is nothing else like that, and it really was based on that same concept of learn by doing, learn by feeling, because you can't learn CPR from a video.
Right. Yes.
You really have to do the mannequins, so the same thing here.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Ethel,
You're
for
welcome.
sharing more about your program and really walking us through this new innovation. I'm sure that you all are working on some other exciting things.
Always.
Anything else you can kind of share? Give us a little sneak peek of what's to come.
Oh, well, we have some amazing new technologies. I know we have 2 other companies from Ireland, one that's doing a great wound care study, so we'll hopefully have some new technology in the wound care department. We have a study that's ongoing with a brand new technology that can help kids who are tube fed, so lots of fun things going on here all the time.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. And next up, we're going to continue our fun here at the Mirro Center. I am speaking with Dr. Mark about the product that he created through the innovation program. We'll be right back.